Today we're going to be looking at mark making in textiles. Now, you may have done some mark making before, often with pens or pencils in art, but today we're going to look at mark making using paint with textiles. So, mark making describes the different lines, dots, marks, patterns, and textures created in a design. It could apply to any drawing materials and can be applied to stitchwork in textiles. It can be loose and expressive or controlled and neat. The results will depend on your choice of media, tools and techniques, and we're going to use sort of a range of found objects to create these marks. We are going to experiment by exploring different materials and by creating marks in different media, and a variety of found objects can be used to create textures when mark making. So first of all, we're going to have two bits of cloth or fabric. They're going to have slightly different textures. And on your first piece of cloth, you are going to use the paint and painting tools to add areas of solid colour, linking to your theme preferably. Work spontaneously, leave some empty spaces, try and make it flow, and we end up linking up areas and joining up the two different pieces slightly later on. So then you're going to add your paint. You need to select your colours, so try and think carefully, try and make it link in with the theme that you're currently looking at. I would prefer you to not use too many colours, but instead use one or two, as that tends to be the most effective. So you're then using any different things that you can find. So I've been using chopsticks here, a roll of toilet tube. I've used like silver foil scrunched up, and later on I end up using some straws. So just think about the different things that you could use to create textures with paint for your mark making. So when it comes to this, you can see I'm adding some areas that are fairly solid colour and some that have a bit more empty space. I'm trying to link it all up. I'm being quite free with it. It doesn't have to be really controlled. So just think about how you can end up creating some lovely textures and marks with the paint that we've got here. So I found that with this corrugated piece of cardboard, it created several different textures, however I used it. So if I pointed down sections, it would create a very different texture to if I was dragging that piece of corrugated cardboard across. So think about how you use the tool as well as what tool you use. So this is my finished piece. And then you're going to start making marks on your second cloth. When it comes to making marks on the second cloth, you are again looking to use a variety of small marks with your mark making tools. Try and leave a bit more empty space and make it a little bit paler than the last cloth you did. Again, use different marks, draw, scribble, roll, print, scratch, splatter. Try and make some thick and some thin marks and then consider the density and scale. So what we need to do by the end is we need two pieces of cloth that are painted and include similar coloured paints that you could end up using for your theme. And eventually we're going to end up cutting it up when it's dry and piecing it together.